Welcome to Motivational Wealth.
Great to be here.
Today we're diving into, well, it's a short story, but it packs a real punch.
It really does. And it beautifully illustrates something core to wealth building, but also something much deeper.
Exactly. We're looking at how it mirrors the incredible gift of salvation offered through Jesus.
Let's start with that opening line from the source material. It really sets the stage.
Right. The son says, "One day I will become the richest man in this world."
And the father's immediate response is, "Son, we're poor people. This can never happen." Just shuts it down.
Yeah, that immediate sense of limitation, a perceived barrier. This is our lot. Can't change it.
And how often do we feel that ourselves? Maybe not about being the richest person, but about overcoming our own circumstances.
Or thinking spiritually, that feeling that our own efforts just aren't enough, that the gap is too wide to reach true spiritual wealth, eternal life.
Absolutely. That sense of insufficiency.
So the story doesn't end there, obviously. There's a turning point.
A pretty bold one. The young man decides he's going to marry the princess.
Okay, ambition. But is it just about marrying royalty?
Well, that's the interesting part. It's presented as a strategy, a pathway,
A pathway to what?
influence, resources. He sees it as a way to gain access.
Okay, so he approaches the king, right? How does that go?
Predictably, at first, the king basically says, "Absolutely not, you look poor."
Ouch. Straight up judgment based on, well, his current reality, his appearance.
Exactly. But the young man isn't focused on his current state. He's got this vision.
What does he say?
He says something like, "Perhaps you don't know, I'm going to become the head of the world treasury."
Wow. Okay, so he's leveraging a future position.
Precisely. He continues, "And then I will have access to billions. I can give you as much money as you want for your projects and campaigns."
He's offering future value based on a connection he plans to make. That's clear.
And this is where that parallel to salvation just really shines, I think.
Tell me more. How do you see that connection?
Well, think about it. Receiving salvation.
Hmm.
It isn't about us showing up perfect, right? It's not about our current spiritual wealth or lack thereof.
No, definitely not. It's about grace.
It's about connecting with the ultimate source of all wealth, all power through Jesus.
So his sacrifice is what bridges that gap, the one that seems impossible for us to cross on our own.
Exactly that. It bridges that seemingly insurmountable gap between us and God, offering access to, well, eternal riches, things we could never, ever own ourselves.
So the king's initial reaction, "You look poor."
It's kind of like the world, or even ourselves sometimes, doubting our worthiness, right? Looking at our present flaws or failings.
Yeah, I see that. But then what happens in the story? Does the king change his mind?
He does, because he recognizes the future potential. He eventually says something like, "You turned out to be the future king."
Wow. A complete turnaround. Not based on the now, but on the what will be because of that connection.
That's the transformative power, isn't it? The connection changes the perception, changes the reality.
Just like connecting with Jesus changes our spiritual reality, giving us access to things far beyond our own merit.
It's not about what we have right now, spiritually speaking, but about the incredible potential that's unlocked through that relationship, that connection.
So the story isn't just about, getting rich quick or marrying a princess.
Not at all. It's fundamentally about vision. It's about understanding the power of connection.
And recognizing opportunities that maybe aren't immediately obvious, that lie beyond our current limitations. Applies to finances. Applies spiritually.
Beautifully put. True wealth, in every sense, often involves looking beyond the surface.
So for everyone listening, maybe this is a moment to reflect.
Yeah, like the young man saw beyond his poverty through a potential connection.
We're offered this incredible path to ultimate spiritual wealth through connection with Jesus. It's about seeing beyond maybe where we feel we are right now.
It really prompts a question, doesn't it? What future connections, maybe earthly ones, maybe spiritual ones, might we be underestimating?
That's a powerful thought. Where might potential lie if we look towards connection and true lasting value?
Something definitely to ponder.
Well, thank you for joining us for this deep dive on motivational wealth.
Always a pleasure.
We really hope this story and our chat has sparked some encouragement, maybe a new perspective on how vision and connection unlock wealth in all parts of life.
Especially that profound, freely offered wealth found in salvation.
And of course, thank you all for subscribing to Motivational Wealth. We're so glad you're with us as we explore these motivations for a truly rich life.
Until next time.